6:19. Let's start it. Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I was in benefit at 5 o'clock.
You made a good time then.
Well, no,
All right.
I'm a host for the people.
We don't have anyone attending remotely.
Nope.
Roll call, we are all here. Unfortunately, we no longer have Tim with us. He resigned as of this morning. I don't even know how far I want to take it with it, but he received messages from people in the public against him and his family and directed towards his kids. So he had to step off the board. It's unfortunate. It's disgusting. We have some keyboard warriors who I challenge to come sit here, look at the numbers, put your wrists at some good use rather than coming after people that sit on any board or committees. Sure as hell isn't get you into heaven with your rosaries, no matter how many church meetings you go to. And if you went at him because of your feelings on what his opinions are and what he thought the budget should be, just because he stepped down, you didn't win anything. I want that to be heard loud and clear. I know everything that he wants, everything that he was going to be voting for, and I believed in more than half of it. So I will be voting the way he would have been voting. So too bad, so sad. All right, moving on. For the meeting minutes, I reviewed most of them. Did anyone get a chance to review them?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Jim, I know you didn't get a chance to review them, but for the February 25th meeting minutes, can I have a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept. I second it.
All in favor? That passes. Do we have meeting minutes for the 11th? Yep, we do. Was people able to review the meeting minutes from last week? Can I have a motion to accept those meeting
I
minutes?
make a motion to accept the meeting minutes for March 11th. Second.
All in favor? That's pass. All right, we have no old business. So new business is we are reviewing and voting on the budget for this upcoming year. Where to start? I believe the first thing up is the capital reserves. So I am working off of the papers that we got from last week. There hasn't been any additions or changes since then, correct?
And you had asked me to validate the balance of the ACO reserve, vehicle reserve account, and it's correct.
And it is correct, okay. So is that on this one?
It's on the back page.
Back
The
page.
very last account, it's like $6,000.
6, yep, okay, all right. So the fire EMS vehicle, there's nothing going in there, but we're looking to push that until next year. So are we voting on that here, Jim, or do we need to vote on that somewhere else since it's not sitting here?
We vote on that somewhere else, right?
Okay.
Well, I'm asking Randy.
Yes, it's under general obligation debt, right? Hold on a second. I think it is. I think it's under general obligation.
Because you were taking 200,000, the original plan was 200,000 out of reserve,
Yeah,
and then you were going to take the remainder and have a loan.
yeah.
So the 200 that comes out of reserve, where does that show? What?
That should be in out of the
The
reserves.
detail. It should be in the detail under the reserve.
Yeah.
It's not here because it's not an expense in theory.
Right, okay. So,
It's showing up in the summary as an appropriation, but it's a total number. But yes, if you opt not to do that, it'll remove our reserve appropriation from
By
664,000 to 464,000. But that's not gonna impact the mill rate. The only thing that's gonna impact the mill rate is the amount we were going to finance.
right,
And for clarification on that, in case you want to know, that was about 3 cents on the mill rate,
yeah.
the finance part.
Yeah. Last week, there was a recommendation to take 200,000 out of paving and road repairs, Steve. Right? From the 743,
200?
right, 200,000.
No,
Oh, it's right
I
here,
think-
372. Out of the reserve. There's a reserve balance right now, 743. Asking to take 372 out.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought Ted had made a suggestion of taking 200,000 or maybe leaving 200,000. Was it leaving 200,000, taking the rest and putting it somewhere else? Putting it towards more of your paving budget?
And that, yes, I apologize, you are correct.
Is that, was,
Leaving
I think I said it
200
wrong the first time.
and taking 570 out. Because $372,000 is not gonna get us much.
How do you feel on that though? 'Cause that would kind of
How do I feel
Yeah,
on
'cause
it?
that wouldn't leave you very much, but,
Hey, it's not gonna leave me much. We're gonna have to reevaluate next year. But it would get us in a better shape if I could have the 500 versus the 372.
you want 5?
Yeah, just put it at 5.
All right, so I make a motion to take 500,000 out of the paving and road repair reserves
instead of,
instead of 372.
this will be spent next summer, right?
Jim, it would probably be fall time.
Okay.
It'd probably be fall.
So Randy, that is not going to affect our cash flow concerns that we may have in February, because this 500,000, we're not even gonna touch.
Jim,
No, he's
Jim,
talking
normally,
this
if
fall.
I pave late
Right.
fall, we're not writing the check to them until October.
And to your point, yes.
Yes, right.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussions? Hearing none. All in favor?
We're voting on just the 500, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
I abstain.
Abstain.
Well, I make a motion that we wait a year before we buy the ambulance. We don't take the 200 out of reserve, and we don't finance the additional 180.
I thought that was somewhere else.
That was-
Well, it is, it's in two different places. So we
Do we
first
need to
have.
do it here too?
We have to do it here too.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at before, because.
I was looking for the debt sheet. Do we have a copy of the debt?
Somewhere.
Because we probably should have that sheet side by side as we go along to make sure that there are no other loans that we're talking about.
It's in there, it's Department 70, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
General debt service. That's what we're looking for.
Packet from the last time.
So Ross, you
I
have
put it in last week's packet. Want me to take this one?
No, that's fine. I just want to have it side by side as we go along.
Yeah, if we need to vote on that here, that's fine too. That just, there was nothing going in or out here in this category, so I second that motion to push the ambulance. Any discussion on the
No.
ambulance?
Didn't we talk about the bonding the whole amount because we could get a lower interest rate and not take money out of the reserves to set us back?
Say that again, Steve?
Didn't we talk, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, that we could get a lower interest rate by bonding the whole amount of the rescue and still leave the reserve alone? So bond the 380
We can get a
for
better.
a lower
we-
interest rate.
Yeah, we can get a better interest rate, but it's gonna be more of an impact on the mill rate.
It is.
Right.
But we're not, in a year, we're not playing catch-up. Because we now have dropped our reserve down to, what? Basically 50 grand.
I think if we are hell-bent on buying an ambulance this year, then yes. You're right, we should have the discussion about bonding the entire thing rather than depleting, because we're depleting the entire.
And we're not putting anything into it.
Correct.
So we're gonna be playing catch-up in a year.
Correct. If we want to buy an ambulance this year, that, we have to have that discussion, correct? I particularly don't want to take 200 out of the capital reserves no matter what we do.
Right.
Right.
So I guess waiting a year would be a question for the chief. Is that gonna set you back? Potentially a life-saving
We asked them
deal.
that.
I can tell you the truck is running today.
Thank you.
I can tell you that it will probably go another year. It was on this year's discussion because that's the replacement schedule that we've been using. So if we don't want to follow the replacement schedule, that's up for a board decision, I guess.
That's exactly what he said 2 weeks
I
ago.
mean, you're just pushing it back. You're gonna have trucks that are back to back now instead of spread out.
Well, again, the replacement schedule is just it's a guide. It's a guide for us, and for us to have to make sure that we're looking at all this equipment every year.
Right.
It's not set in stone that, you know, at 10 years, you have to trade in the ambulance and buy a new one. But yes, that's the same answer he gave us a couple weeks ago. So right now, you have a motion on the floor and second to postpone the purchase of the ambulance for
Yep.
this year. Take it out of the budget for
Yep.
this year.
Yeah. Yeah, so for the capital reserves, it's not gonna change anything in the capital reserves, there's nothing being added or taken out here.
Right.
But, any other discussions? All in favor? 3. Opposed? 1 opposed, 1 abstain, I'm guessing?
Yep.
All right, let's see. Any other updates? In capital reserves.
So we're still planning on allocating 92,000 for causeway improvements, taking it out of the reserve. And that's to paint, Steve, that's to repaint all the sidewalks on the causeway?
Hell, I'm working on trying to get a price on that, but that's between that, electrical issues. We have some upgrades down there, I don't know if everybody's noticed, but most of all the junction boxes mounted next to the meters are rotted. We need to replace those, so.
about the ACO vehicle reserve, that 6,000 that's sitting in there. We were able to get an update, and that is the correct amount that's sitting in that account. We need a warrant to move that towards the vehicle payment, the principal payment? Is that correct? Or can we make a motion to move that towards the debt?
No, you can make a motion to recommend that there's a warrant article for that, but I think it still has to go to the voters.
But it has to go to the voters
Yeah.
for a warrant?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I make a motion to recommend to put this on a warrant to have the 6,335.71 of the ACO vehicle reserve to go towards the principal of the new vehicle that was just purchased.
You want it to go to the principal or towards the yearly payment?
I just.
Or towards the principal and cut down, yeah, it should go towards the principal and cut it down.
Just
Right.
verifying, that's
Yeah.
all.
Second.
Any discussion?
I
All in favor?
You got a question? You got a...
Oh, got a question?
was just gonna recommend, I wouldn't do a dollar value, I would just say transfer whatever the balance is.
Yeah, whatever the balance is.
Oh, okay.
In case it's wrong for any reason.
Right.
Okay, so then I amend my motion to move whatever the balance is in the ACO vehicle reserve account.
Second it.
So we have created in the debt account, in the general obligation debt accounts for these payments. We haven't actually created the payments yet, but we're going to be creating accounts to make these payments under general obligation debt. So you're just asking for us to utilize this money to make that payment, correct? Is that what I'm understanding? I'm
To
confused.
lower the principal.
No, to lower the principal. So if the principal is 10,000, if the principal right now is 10,000, and the interest is at 2,000. So if you'll be dropping that 10,000 by 6,000.
Okay, so you want it, okay, all right, I got it.
And then hopefully it clear out that debt much sooner. Okay, all in favor? All of us. All right, is there any other changes that people want to make in the capital reserves? Okay, so I make a motion to approve the remaining capital reserves as they stand.
Second.
Discussions? All in favor? It's everyone.
Okay, just for clarification.
Yep.
So we're still gonna raise 64,315 from taxes, and we're still gonna take 592. We're just redistributing it from the reserve funds.
Yes.
Because we added 200 and pulled 200.
You added 200 from paving and pulled 200 from
Right.
the ambulance.
Okay,
Yep.
so that is the recommended numbers. Okay. Just want to be clear in the meeting minutes.
Okay, capital improvement projects, I believe is next. Is that what everyone else has?
Yep.
Any changes to capital improvement projects?
I guess the only question that I would have is, if we're doing the rec center down there, we've got appropriated $25,000 for the septic design and install of the bathroom. What are we doing with that?
Say that again.
Never mind, I withdraw mine. Never mind.
The ball field restrooms? The money that's sitting in there, you mean?
Yeah.
You're saying, do we move it? Or do we just continue to let it sit?
line are you looking at?
He's looking at
Well,
halfway
there's
down.
a balance of $25,000 on
All field
238.
restrooms.
Ball field restrooms, design and install septic system and restroom. I understand that it's not
Yeah.
part of this, but
It's
do
not.
we move that 25,000 and just put it up to the community center planning?
I believe that we're doing that already, right?
We are.
Yeah. We've spent some of the money in the design of this, yes.
As I said,
Yeah.
I'll withdraw my comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
The question I have about the recreation center and the 500,000 appropriated from undesignated or unassigned, that's probably not gonna, we're not gonna take that money out, at 500,000 out for 6 months, correct?
At least.
Okay, so does it make sense to take that out and move it to a CD where we could be making interest on that? And rather than just have it sitting here not making as much interest on it?
Well, I think Pat and I have been meeting with a bunch of different banks, and the goal is to raise the interest rate on all our money earning accounts. We could, and what that allows us to do, because the money really is sitting in the checking account, so we can use that to make sure we don't have cash flow problems. If we move it into a CD, it won't be available for that. So it is something we could look at, but right now it's not something we are.
The only question, I mean, the only reason I ask that is because we would need voter approval to do it,
To do
To
what?
move it to
to
a CD.
move it to a CD.
Yeah.
Right. The goal is not to touch that money until we absolutely have to. To the point where if the fundraising committee comes through the way early indications are, we may not have to touch that money for a long time, if not at all.
Okay.
So having that money stay and help the cash flow of the town is the best thing we can do with that money.
Okay.
Any changes to capital improvement projects?
I make a motion, we accept the budget as printed, 557.
Second thought.
All in favor? Moving right along. TIF funded projects?
Now, you didn't give us a new sheet, Pat. We've taken out the 100,000 for the boat launch, correct? Or do we have to vote on
haven't voted on
this?
it.
Vote on it.
Okay.
That's why I didn't make any actual changes.
I make a motion, we take out the 100,000 for the boat launch survey.
I second that.
No. Any discussions? All in favor? It's all of us. Under the events committee, the seasonal event support services, there was a change last week or the week before. I made a note. So it was 3,000, it was dropped down to 1,000.
Correct.
I don't know if we need to vote on that or if that can just be changed.
That can just be changed.
Okay.
The porta potties charge.
So that drops the proposed amount down to 21,200.
Well, actually, no, I think you do need to vote
You
on
want
it.
to
Yeah,
vote
you
on
do.
it just to make it? Okay.
To change in the proposed.
Okay. All right, so I make a motion to drop the seasonal event support services from 3,000 to 1,000.
Second.
All in favor? 21-2.
Steve, you said the 200,000 for the 302-11 intersection, our portion, that will be paid this year,
I
right?
believe that is supposed to be paid, that will be paid this year as long as the project moves forward like it's supposed to.
Pat, on that, did you have a chance to look into what we looked at? Was that not really there, the 25,000 from last year?
Correct.
It
yeah.
wasn't there, okay. Under law enforcement coverage, it sounds like the wardens are going to be on board.
Yep.
Has anybody talked to Harrison
Yep,
and they're on board?
they're on board.
Okay.
It's in their budget until it's approved, right? Nobody
Okay,
knows for sure.
I just didn't know if they were kind of on the edge about it, if we should talk about just not purchasing, but paying for the whole thing.
No, Harrison's got 10,000, we have 10,000.
Perfect.
I make a motion then that we approve 392,432 for TIF-funded project.
Second. Any discussions?
What was that number again?
392,432, that takes out the 2,000 plus the 100. If I did the math right.
I got
the same.
Got the same number?
I got 393.
Yep.
I had 393, 432.
No, because we took 2,000.
2,000 out. 1,000 out of that one there, and
Oh,
100,000
okay.
to 102.
I'll, can we vote?
Any discussion?
No, we had no discussions. All in favor? All of us?
So before we continue, do we have a tickler going on how much money we save as it relates to the tax rate, the mill rate?
I have the tax, my spreadsheet and my tax calculation form here, so I can adjust as needed and tell you what that is.
Where are we right now?
Well, we got our county tax bill today. They voted on it last night and that went up. So now we're at 1080.
You're kidding me, it went up 5 cents? Wow.
Yeah,
So it went up,
almost 90 grand.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just keeps getting better.
Related to my understanding is related to the jail. I lost some funding on that from the federal government.
yeah, you know why.
Yeah, I do know. So far, we've only taken 2,000 out of the mill rate, right? All the rest of it's been,
Right,
Right.
that's what I'm asking. So
we're
if
saving
we
reserve
think
funds.
if we think we've knocked down the mill rate, we haven't knocked it down at all yet.
No.
So we're at 1080. The select board said they could live with no more than 1050. So
So we're not down anything, because this $2,000 is in tip that we just reduced.
right, that's what I'm saying, we're
Oh,
not
you
down.
could have just
nothing.
given us the 2,000, would have made us feel a little bit better there. We could have just kept, sorry. All right, let's keep chugging.
So hold on, so every 100,000 is 8 cents.
Roughly, yeah.
Every 147,000 is 10 cents. Is better.
Every what?
Every 147,000 is.
Oh, 8,
It's
okay,
10
well, that's
It's
better.
10 cents.
It's 10 cents.
10 cents.
So we have to cut $450,000 to get to 1050. That's what the select board said is the maximum that they would live with.
I think,
I don't think the citizens will agree with 1050, but
let's just keep chugging and
I
let's
just
see
want to
what
make
we
sure
get.
somebody's keeping track.
Okay.
Because now that we're out of this section of the budget, now it's going to start adding up.
Yep,
I just want to make something very clear. When it comes to this is all an estimate.
Okay.
We have no idea what the total valuation will be. We will not know that until July or August when the assessors do their jobs. This is purely an estimate. So we're not, when it comes down for the town vote, we're not voting on a mill rate. We're utilizing this as a tool, but I don't want,
Right.
it's not an exact number. But yes, this is what we're looking at. We're at about 1080 right now.
all right. assessing we can't change. Correct? We'll move on.
Assessing.
Assessing we can't change, right? Nothing we could do there.
Well, we still have to vote on it.
Make a
Yeah,
motion
that's true.
to approve as presented to us.
Second, all in favor? Okay, admin. So we've had discussions about maybe making changes or making recommendations of changes to insurance. And there was a recommendation of splitting it 60-40. I'd like to make a recommendation of leaving the insurance the way it is, but not participating in any of the copay costs. So we pay a certain percentage towards the insurance, and then we also pay for copay, correct?
Deductible.
Deductible, sorry, that's the word I'm looking for, the deductible. So I'm making a recommendation to not pay towards the deductible.
So you want, just to be clear, you want the town employees who have families to pay the first $8,000 of their medical care out of pocket? Because that's how deductibles work. You pay out of pocket first, and then you go into the rest.
Correct.
So you just want to cover the 90% of the premiums, but no health reimbursement account.
Correct.
Savings for that, David.
What is the savings of that? And while you're looking at that, Randy, when you check with other towns, do other towns pay the deductible, or do they just pay the 90 or the 100%?
Yeah, so I'll use Casco as an example because I just talked to them last week. They use MMA's Arcadia plan. There is no deductible.
I can tell you that the town of Raymond and the town of Harrison both have HRAs, which is the deductible.
The research I did was that they paid the 90% on the insurance, but they did not pay the deductible.
Yeah, the Acadia plan doesn't have a deductible.
Or they have a 200, some plans have a $200 deductible, $500 deductible,
Yeah.
so that's all so the reason we have such a low premium in comparison to other plans is because we have a high deductible. So using an HRA gives the town an opportunity to only pay for what we use. So if you have someone who doesn't have any health expenses, for the whole year, then you're not paying anything. If you have someone who has a lot, or has, an accident or something, then you're paying more, but HRAs are utilized as a tool to save money for the employer versus you can get a higher deductible, but a lower premium, and they cover a portion of the premium, and then you only use the HRA if needed. It's not like an HSA. Like an HSA, you have an employer and the employee will both pump money into the HSA every month or every payday or whatever regularly. And it rolls over from year to year, and
But we're budgeting to put away as if someone may be using that deductible at 100% or 80%.
correct. And the plan is to create a revolving special revenue account so that we budget it at 100%. We build that account so that it reaches that amount. And then year after that, we only budget what we used the previous year to bring that account up to what it needs to be. So if we only use, 40 grand versus 150 grand, and I don't know what the numbers are off the top of my head, but then the following year, we're only going to budget to replenish that account. We're only going to have to raise taxes to build 40 grand versus the whole thing.
Right. So let's say we don't call it HRA, right?
Yeah, it's an HRA.
HRA, let's say we're budgeting 100 grand right now, but we use 40. in year one, well, we're only saying we're gonna raise 80 this year, but in year one, you raise 80, and then in year two, if you only use 40, you only raise 40. So right now, we're raising the full amount every year, and then we're letting it fall into undesignated funds, and then we re-raise it every single year. It's a way of feeding your undesignated fund balance, but if you're trying to tighten up, you only raise what you used the prior year.
So what did we use last year? So what do we really need to raise this year?
For the HRA, I don't have it separated. I could get it for you, but it might take me a few minutes. I have to access Trio in my office. I can tell you right now, the HRA portion of the whole town, like the whole amount we want to raise for healthcare is $473,000. And at an 80% usage rate for the HRA, that, the HRA portion of that is $108,800. That's what we're looking to raise this year.
Isn't it right there? Is it the HRA amount? We're budgeting 20,450.
Well, that's for each account.
I can't be, oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
It's closer to 100 then.
It's $108,800.
So her proposal is saving us $100,000. Give or take.
Yes, $108,800, yes.
Is there any other, are you gonna have any other changes to admin, Sam?
No.
I would like to just set this aside
Okay.
and continue, because I think this is a substantial policy
Yep.
change, so let's see where else we come up with
Yep.
first before. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Okay. Next is clerk.
I thought the next was boards and committees.
Am I wrong? That's committee. Sorry. I make a recommendation of dropping the salaries for the select board to 2,500 for the select board chair, 2,000 for each select person.
What was the amount again, Sam?
1,000 each, just drop it 1,000 each.
Drop it by what?
1,000 each.
1,000 each?
And then the chair, yeah, chair down to
I would love to go to see them. Do you back to see them?
And the reasoning behind it, we gotta lower.
Bridgeton's only at 15.
What's that?
Bridgeton's only at 1,500 and 500 per select person. I mean, they're the only people that are getting paid. Planning board does more than enough of their share for this town, they're not getting paid. Ordinance committee is doing more than enough of their share for this town, they're not getting paid. The select board chair is now an employee being paid by this town. He doesn't need the additional money.
Well, I think that fact you've got to take out of it because he is up for re-election this year, so it might not be him.
I think he's running unopposed, if I remember correctly. I would love to make it 0 for everybody. I would love to just take it out, but I don't think I'm gonna get enough votes on this board to do that.
I don't know how we achieve it, but my real issue, I mean, besides the fact that the chair is also an employee, I think that's a unique situation that somehow should be addressed from this pay standpoint. But my issue is the amount of meetings that are missed by the elected officials. I mean, we've got one select board member who takes the entire winter off, which is insane. So he's gone for 4 months. And we have another select board member whose job took him out of town and he can't even make the Monday select board meetings. I mean, that in of itself should beg a resignation. And instead, they're coming in through Zoom. Half the time the Zoom link gets disconnected, or you can't hear them, or you can't. So I personally think that if we're going to adjust the pay of the select board members, it should also be tied into attendance. Shouldn't get paid if you don't show up to the meeting. Or you can't. You physically have made a decision in your life that you're going to take 4 months off and go to Florida, then you should give up those 4 months of pay. But I don't know how it would have to be a policy. Somebody would have to, the select board would have to write that policy, and they'd be policing themselves. So my guess is they wouldn't write that policy. And the budget committee doesn't have any authority to, we have the authority to recommend a number. We don't have the authority to pass policy or say how they spend the money. But that, I would be more in favor of that.
But we do need to make cuts this year.
Yeah, no, I agree. As far as the cuts go, I agree.
And when you think about the planning board that doesn't get paid, the budget committees and the ORC and, you know, everything. I know people in this town spend hours and hours and hours.
So this saves $5,000,
Well, then I make,
right? No, I'm asking you, your recommendation will save $5,000, so we're cutting,
I mean, my true recommendation would be to amend it and cut it all completely and save 15,500. And if they want to put it back in, then they can put it back in and justify themselves for their own money. Put it right back on them.
I would support it.
what's that?
I would support that.
And I just want to make sure I'm clear. The reason you're doing this is because the ordinance committee, the planning board, the budget committee, all these other committees don't get paid any money.
They don't get paid, we need to make the cuts. The surrounding towns are paying less. Half of them zoom in or don't come at all, like you said.
Well, that's a separate,
That's a separate issue.
this next election might correct that.
Sure.
Or not.
Sure. But we have people that are doing twice as much work. One of them which is sitting in the audience, who does not get paid.
I personally think going to zero is drastic. I think a number in between what they're getting paid now and zero is more realistic.
I think we should put it back on them to figure out what they should be getting paid. If they want to make up a decision on what this mill rate needs to be. And
So-
what our residents are. Why
So
don't
you
we have
a-
them?
Are you making that as a motion?
I have a motion to take out the 15.5.
Okay. And Mark second that?
I'll second that.
So now,
All in favor? So it fails.
What was the,
Opposed? So, 3-2.
So now pick another number in between zero and the 3,500 that the board can support.
Make a motion of the select board chair at 15 and the select board, each select person at 1,000.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Opposed? 3-2, it passes.
Samantha, technically, it's a 3-2 vote, but you gotta have a majority to pass, and it's a majority of the 7. So it's 4 to pass.
So then that means that anything that we split on is not, it doesn't count.
No,
So-
once you, no.
No, yeah.
The way Robert's rules work, once you meet a quorum, once you,
Robert's rules don't apply, it's state statute. So it doesn't mean that, you still get a vote on the warrant, and it'll record whatever you come up with, whether you agree or you oppose, right? So all I'm saying is your vote is 3-2, but 3-2 is not a passing, but it doesn't say pass or fail, it just says the vote.
Right. It's a recommendation.
Yeah, it's a recommendation.
Well, I'm gonna say pass because it's easier than say recommendation. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna flub up
I
that word
I know what it
100
means.
times.
I got it.
Okay.
What was it? It was minus
Minus 1,000
1,000
each.
for each. So-
No.
No, it's
No.
1,500 for the select
15.
board chair and 1,000 for
1,000.
each.
So just so
Select
you know,
person.
that will reduce the FICA Medicare amount and the FMLA, or the FMLA account, as well. So it'll be reduced to, I can actually give the.
It's 10,000 right there, right? If I did my math right. That's 1,000 each for the board members, so that's a -2 times 4, which is 8,000, and then you took 2,000 from the chair, so 8 plus 2 is 10, so it's 10,000.
plus the whatever the FICA is.
Yeah. Glad you're here doing that.
All right, so it reduces the whole account to 14,002, no, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's right, $14,286.
All right, 1 cent.
That's what we say.
That's the new balance. It was originally 19,814.
No, that's,
We just
Yep.
took 10 grand on before FICA. Okay.
You took 10 grand, or the new
No,
amount
they
for
took-
salaries is 10 grand?
The
Okay.
vote is 10 grand
To reduce.
to reduce.
Reduced by 10 grand, so
Correct.
hold on a second, so then it's.
Basically, it's 5,500 left. I don't know if you've got your formulas working, but.
In the salaries line. All right, so now the total is $9,764.
Okay, so that kind of makes
About
sense.
half a cent.
Like, say, pull down, so there's the wrong thing.
No, it's
so are you keeping track of what we're cutting out? So right now it's 10,000, whatever.
A little bit more.
Right.
Are you done with motions on that one?
Yeah, are there any other cuts or changes to that, to boards, committees? Okay, so make a motion with those changes to accept the remaining as is.
Second.
All in favor?
Is that cool?
No, to remaining of it there.
Did the two Steves vote on that one?
Hoyt did.
Huh?
No, I did not.
So what was the vote?
Thank you, Pam, I was just gonna ask that.
4-1.
4-1.
4-1?
Thank you.
or three,
No,
did-
Steve.
There's 2 votes. They voted just on the salary, and then they voted on everything
I
else.
got you.
Because you need to keep recording of the votes for the warrants, for each line item, for each.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. We got it, and it's it's being recorded, correct?
2 places.
Yep.
Yeah. So validate the video as well.
All right, code enforcement is next. Any changes in the code enforcement and planning?
Now, this already reflects taking out one code enforcement officer.
Correct.
Right, this budget already reflects. I make a motion, we accept the $329,365.
Second?
I'll second it.
Any discussions? All in favor? It's all of us. TIF debt service, we can't change anything here,
Wait a minute,
correct?
we're on clerk now, 16.
Mayor, collector, and clerk.
You had it earlier, and then you,
Clerk should be tab 8, right?
Guys,
right, isn't that what's next, 16?
That's what I have.
Yep.
my 11 is TIF debt.
That's what my 11 is, but we skipped over clerk. Tab 8, in my book.
Well, that's what I had after admin, you guys said I was wrong. All right. So now we're back to clerk. All right, clerk and tax collector. The 332,296 is the recommendation with one less clerk, correct? That was the one that you handed me?
Yes, $332,296 saves $85,219.
Okay. I make a recommendation to approve the 332,296 with one less clerk.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3-2, recommendation is one less clerk. All right. Now it's TIF debt service. So we just need a motion to.
Oh, just for clarification, the amount we just voted on, is that 85,000 in the 1080, is the savings already booked into the 1080? It's not, right? Okay, so that's added to your list go.
Yep.
Oh, so that's good.
I make a motion, we accept the 279,383 for TIF, since there's nothing we can do about it.
Yep.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Town maintenance. All right, so Steve, this is the 637,179, but we have to move over your 5, right, or no?
Say what?
Do we have to change any of your numbers here since we moved it,
No.
bumped you up to 5, or are you all set there?
No, everything's all set.
Okay.
So Steve,
Yes, sir.
question, is there anything in this budget that you can live without for a year?
I'll be honest with you, this is really operating, Jim.
Okay.
We're not really having any purchases of any sort.
And this reflects the stuff you moved out onto the entertainment?
Yes.
Yep. All right, I make a motion to accept the town maintenance budget at $637,179.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Did you vote, Jim?
I did.
Okay. Opposed? Abstained?
Abstain.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we accept the general assistance budget at 16,000.
I second that.
Discussion.
Did we find anything on the chaplain? um, Yep, fund to help subsidize this? at all?
Most of this is
Yeah, most of this is,
admin.
is the administrative cost for the county to run our GA program.
Okay, so
And
So
and
that
it
wouldn't
is, it
go-
is general assistance that we provide, but we get 70% of that reimbursed by the state or the county. Chaplain fund is available as well. We generally use those funds after we've already gone through the state program.
but we couldn't use that to pay this?
No, I don't think so.
The other thing is, if you look at this, it's, what did we say, 11,000 for the admin?
Yeah, it's 11,000 just to pay for.
So that means the budget's $5,000. If we spend it all, we're gonna get 3,500 back. So really, the part of this budget that's controllable in any way is the 1,500.
Right.
And the way this state law works is, if you get somebody and they qualify, you give the money. So GA is one of those things, there's almost no limit to it.
Sorry, is there a motion on the table to accept
Yep.
this? Yep, okay. All in favor? Opposed?
Have we got the final number for sanitation for the year?
We did from the bulky waste
Yep.
facility, but we don't have any updated numbers from MSW, or whatever, or not MSW, from Maine. We don't have any updated numbers for tipping fees or anything like that. These are all last year's estimates.
When will those come in?
Budget that we have from Casco, that is the number, right?
Correct.
Yep.
But like the 147, 431 that we have for tipping fees, that's the last number I have. I don't have any updated.
Are you saying that these numbers are last year's numbers?
I'm sorry?
Are these last year's numbers?
Correct.
Is Casco doing the same thing using last year's numbers?
No, we have, I'm looking right now.
Okay. I mean, they know it's budget time, so I gotta believe.
Yeah, the transfer station, well, Steve, you know, transfer station committee has voted on the budget, right?
They did. This number is correct. We're talking about this number, the tipping fees. We pay extra for that. That's different.
We paid that from Casco.
This is all we pay. This is the
okay.
Maine and.
Okay. Casco's number's locked in then.
It is.
And the other ones, it depends on how much stuff you haul, right?
Right,
Because it's based on tonnage,
exactly.
so it's an estimate. Short of negotiating a tipping fee, I don't know what we can do about that. Reuse, recycle.
Can I get a motion to accept?
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
All approved? All right, I have fire and rescue next.
You would ask for clarification on that 10,008 hours, and that was the extra hours for the weekend. they'd added a person on the weekend. Remember, I couldn't remember the exact
Yep.
justification for, or the reasoning, or what that meant, so I talked to the chief and he explained.
So what does that, if we decide not to add the extra person on the weekend, what does that say?
It's the 1248 times the 2463, right, Justin?
Yeah, it ended up being like 32,000. I talked with the chief. He said he would be willing to cut the hours and have someone on for a few extra hours during the summer only, which would drop that 10,008 to 9,384 hours at that 2463. Dropping the total down to 231, 127.92.
So how much money do you save?
15,000, 231 from 246,
From the 240, 497,
right, 246, 497.
down to 231, 127.92.
It's 30,000.
$30,000 savings?
If you whack it all.
No, but what if we do just have it for the summer?
It's like 15 grand.
50. So the total budget is up 100,000. 108 to be exact. 15,000 of it is in this new position on Saturday. The rest of it is just wages, increase in wages and insurance, the insurance increases and everything?
Well, it's more than a 15.
It's 30,000.
Came up with 15.
Right.
It's actually a roughly $30,000 increase, adding that extra person on the weekends. That
But if
doesn't-
we only do it for the summer,
If we only do it for the summer, it's a $15,000 increase. That doesn't include the weekend differential number, then we'll probably have to adjust that one too. So it's actually a little bit more than 15 grand.
I'm just trying to figure out if we just do it for the summer, how much are we actually taking out of this budget? 15,000?
Yes.
That's it, right, taking out 15,000. So the increase, the $100,000 increase over last year is increases in wages, increases in insurance, and all that. There's no other significant number that I can see that
No,
that is increased in this budget.
I actually decreased in, I think, 2 or 3 lines.
Right. So it's all in the admin line.
Remain the same.
The other 49, 494, like I said the first time I was in here, we budget for an EMT in advance and a medic every day, and that rarely happens. We usually have more than one medic, or you have one advanced and 2 medics. That additional medic pay is the difference between the advanced pay total and the medic pay total. And I had proposed just budgeting for EMT and 2 medics and eliminating the advanced pay scale. So we're more apt to, we're budgeting more what we're staffing.
So you're saying that this number could be reduced?
Yeah, I just put that in there just to show what the difference was. That's not, we're not adding any more people with that 49,000.
So we either do Saturdays, not at all, or we do it on the summer only, or we do it full. Those are your 3 choices. Anything else in here, you was talking about cutting part of the department.
You could cut it in volunteer if you'd like.
We could what?
You could cut it and volunteer?
Yeah. You don't want me climbing up a ladder, because then you're gonna need two other people to take care of me when I fall off.
I can't in good faith recommend taking out a clerk and then adding in a full position, or adding in
Right.
for Saturdays in the fire department. So my
You already cut the ambulance, so you saved 400,000 right there.
Well, no, that was in reserve.
it's in reserve, so it's not actually changing the mill rate.
Would've.
It will when
Saved
you,
180.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I make a recommendation to shorten the hours and allow it for the summer. During the business time.
So have the extra Saturday, but just for the summer.
Yep.
So that saves.
So have it at 9,384 hours, making the total 231, 127.92.
So then what's the new number? Pat, what's
I don't know.
That's, well, it's 15.
15 off the 1588637, right?
Yeah.
So your motion on the floor is for 5 something. I don't have a calculator in front of me.
It's, minus 15,369.08.
Yeah, I don't know if that changes any of the insurance down below either, so.
Yeah, yes, it'll
Do
change.
it a little bit.
It will, it'll change FICA, Medicare,
But not insurance.
not any type,
These are per diem, so
and,
insurance.
No insurance, no.
So I don't know the exact number. 'cause
So
I
what's
know
the
that's
number, 15 what?
If you, is it just 15K or is it something other?
You said 15.3.
it's 15,369.08. So it's 1,043,132. So it reduces the fire rescue department total budget by $16,800.
So if we take 16.8 off the number, we end up with 1,571,837.
Well, I mean, I have, the new number is 1571938,
Oh,
actually.
nine. Okay.
Make a motion, we approve 1571938. That gives you your weekend thing for the summer.
And then we got that 16.
Right, that's what you want?
Yep, that was my recommendation.
Anybody second there?
I'll second it.
Not trying to do your job, Sam.
No, I know. Hold on, you said the 49 was not supposed to be calculated into the number, right, Justin?
Well, it could be. I would like it to be.
Oh, it is supposed to be. Okay, all right. I'm just making sure.
But there's a good chance you're not gonna spend all that, because you're not
It's
gonna.
it's an estimate.
Right, it's an estimate. There's gonna be times when you don't have.
We've always been over. I just don't want to be in the situation
Yeah. Yeah,
where I'm coming and saying,
Right.
we can't make 2 months worth of payroll.
Yeah.
That's not an option in my book, so.
That's right. Okay, all in favor? That's 4 and abstain? Yeah, one abstain. All right, marine safety.
I think the opportunity in marine safety is gonna be in the revenue line.
What's the revenue line?
when we talk about revenues,
Yeah, but what is it stand, as it stands right now?
because that number's changing, right? You guys are putting in, you changed the number for moorings.
We did.
Right.
We already
Yep,
did that.
right, he did that.
And it's already
So
included.
last week, the revenue page we got already included that. But it does not include
Slip fees.
treating the boat slip fees that we used to collect in the past.
Well, the revenues are at 42,000, right?
Projected revenues are at 42,000.
The estimated, yeah. That's all I have on my revenue page, it's the estimated 42.
We haven't voted on revenues yet.
No, I know. But that's the number you're talking about.
And
Estimated
the
revenue.
marine safety is accounting for the extra warden for the $10,000, which we approved in the other line item. Right?
That's
Yeah.
coming out of TIF debt.
Right, right.
I've got a couple of recommendations.
All right, let's start it.
When he was here and presented his budget, he said he had a staffing level of 4 or 5. So you've got a harbor master, which is in code, obviously. You've got a supervisor and a deputy supervisor. I would make a recommendation to take the 25, 75 out as the safety supervisor.
25, 75.
$2,575
Oh,
under deputy marine safety supervisor.
Oh, okay.
And then the next one down is a 3,800 for training, boat maintenance and surge ops, which I believe that could fall under patrol time.
What was that last one, Steve?
The 3,800,
It could fall under what?
the boat maintenance, which when the whole marine safety was reorganized last year, just as everything, the maintenance department is doing all the maintenance on everything. And the surge ops, I believe that was for the Christmas parade and whatnot. Well, that would fall to me under patrol pay, as they are patrolling. And then I've got 2 more, unless we want to vote on those
Keep
and
going,
then continue on.
keep going.
So you're recommending removing the entire 3,800?
Yes. And just paying out of the patrol time.
well, included in that 3,800 is 200 hours of training.
Correct.
So you're eliminating all that as well.
I am, that's a recommendation I'm putting out there, as the training can be paid out of patrol time. I'm just making a recommendation, somebody else can counteroffer on that.
Yeah, what else you got?
Annual boat maintenance, it's $4,000, that's a lot of oil changes for 2 boats. I'm dropping that to 2,000. And then employee appreciation is 1,000. I didn't see in anybody else's budget, employee appreciation, maybe I'm missing something, but
They haven't.
Are you suggesting taking out the entirety, 1,000?
yes.
So we'd be dropping it 9,375. I'll second it. discussions.
And last year, when the marine safety budget got turned upside down, and we eliminated the person running it, 80% of the staff quit. I think you make these cuts and you'll lose the rest of the staff. We've already chopped, that budget got chopped last year by 50%. If we treat boat slips as moorings, which everyone in the town agrees with, you're gonna collect enough revenue that in another year, the entire marine safety budget will be self-sufficient, won't cost the taxpayers one penny. I think we did enough to that budget. I say we, I didn't vote for it. I think enough was done to that budget last year that if you do this year, you're basically telling marine safety that, A, they're not doing the job on the lake that we want them to because you just wiped out the entire training. And my understanding is that stipend is for the one person, his assistant, who does the scheduling.
No, that's the 10,000 for the scheduling.
No,
No.
no. I don't really want to use names, but the department head is the 10,000.
Right.
And then the deputy supervisor, that's his number two when he's not around.
And that's the only other person that gets a stipend. We just passed a fire department budget that's got, what, 8 stipends? At least. I mean, this is the only stipend that we're paying out of that, out of marine safety, and it's his assistant.
Who does the boat maintenance on the boats?
If you don't mind. It was, last year was moved to my department to deal with that. Rob, or the supervisor, had done a few of the oil changes last year. But the majority of it is supposed to go through my department.
So the 200 hours is really for training and surge ops. So they're not doing boat maintenance.
They did.
They were, but they're not going to this coming year.
They weren't supposed to last year, but they took over some of their own boat maintenance.
Are they still going up to MMA or they still doing that harbor training up
That's
there?
just the harbor master. That's harbor master.
It's different. It's under code.
They all used to go every
No,
year.
it's just the harbor
Yeah, just the
master under
harbor master
codes.
goes.
Just the harbor master going. Okay, so there's a motion and there's a second, so can we get a vote on that? Vote for approval? No,
It would be a minus of 9,000.
minus, yeah, 9,375.
So just so we're clear, we're removing the stipend, we're removing the.
Not yet, we haven't voted on it yet.
Right, I know, but I just want to make sure I have the right, because I'm.
It would be 9,375, but you might want to see what the recommendation is first.
And removing the employee appreciation.
Yeah, and dropping 2,000 in equipment maintenance.
It's 64, 845.
Yeah.
I have 64,326 in mine. For the new total.
It's 66,645.
64, 3, what?
64,326.
To Jim's point, though, just want to point this out. In 24-25, they brought in $70,312, and the budget's $74,220.
They brought in how much, Randy?
$70,312.
312.
That was last year?
24-25. 25-26, we're still in it, so we don't have final numbers.
Right, but they didn't collect. majority of that.
Well, no, they
Because there
had-
needed to be a change, because there needs to be a
Moorings
change.
they're collecting. We haven't collected dock fees.
Okay.
That's
All-
that's,
The dock fees was about 16 grand of that.
right, I was just gonna say that, that's.
Well, I guess my question would be, harbor master is under code, where does your revenue go to? Does it go to the harbor master who's enforcing it, or marine safety?
Right now, we have it on marine safety.
Yeah, it's just a revenue line. I don't,
But your harbor master stipend is not coming out of marine safety. It's a question, that's all.
I mean, that's an administrative adjustment that we can make. If that's the recommendation, that we move the revenue to code or however you want to do it. Doesn't change the numbers, just changes the
Right,
location.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor for the change? Opposed? Okay. I'm gonna make a recommendation for a change to cut the 3,800 down to 2,000.
$3,800 down to what?
2,000. Do you know how much they really used last year out of equipment maintenance on the two boats? Does anyone know the conditions of the boats?
Well, what we spent year to date this year.
2367 and 2425. I don't know what it is month, year to date. Did I miss something?
I asked the condition of the boat and he said they float.
They
Now I'm
float.
terrified to cut the boat.
She said, what's the condition of the boats? Steve Merkel said they float.
Oh, God.
You asked the question, Sam.
I know. I gotta be careful. I recommend cutting the 4,000 for maintenance down to 2,000. God help me, I'm going to hell for that one. And cut the appreciation down to 500. How many people are in that department? 4?
Depends on how many volunteers you can get, but 4 to 5.
4 or 5.
I think they use that. Not 100% sure. I think he uses that. No, he's got a uniform line.
Are you keeping the deputy marine safety supervisor?
Yes, leave
stipend?
that in. Yep.
It's under vehicle maintenance. Oh, no, it's not vehicle maintenance.
So you're cutting 4,300 out. Sorry.
Is that your alarm going?
It's under equipment
Yep.
maintenance.
4,300 you're cutting out?
I'm recommending, yep.
She want to cut that to 2.
Yeah.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
The new total is 69,774.
But it has 43.
I make a motion, we approve the dispatch budget of $35,478.
Second.
All in favor? All of us?
I make a motion, we approve the anticipated expenses of $25,000.
Second.
The unanticipated.
That's the,
Skipping over animal control.
oh, I'm sorry. That's the sheet you just passed out to us, right, animal control?
We got handed a new animal control?
Yeah, we got handed,
Yeah, remember I forgot to print it from last week's packet?
Oh, yeah, I think I lost mine. Nope.
What is this? 50.
It was in the packet of stuff you got on your desk. On there.
For animal control or
No, I got that.
Yeah.
The money gets called out by accident there.
unanticipated?
Oh, I got it, you're right.
Now, does this reflect the change that Ted recommended at the last meeting? You asked him to take money out of his
Yes.
clothing allowance or whatever?
No, I don't think he took out any clothing allowance, but he did drop it down to 99.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't remember what the change was, but
The change was the computer and,
that's right.
he
Yeah, we
dropped
took
his
out computer
consumables
upgrades.
down.
Adjusted the phone because we made adjustments to that, there's a couple other things. But yeah, the total's 99,987. It was originally 103,047, and we made, that was the very first budget
Right.
that we presented. We made some adjustments.
I make a motion, we accept the 99,987.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
Now I make a motion, we accept the 25,000 for unanticipated expenses.
Second that again.
All in favor?
Which one is it?
Number 50, unanticipated expenses.
Unanticipated. Well, we got, you made the motion,
Yeah,
Jim first. Who seconded it?
Steve Hoy.
And everybody,
No, Sam was against it. She doesn't have any pets.
No, I do.
How much are we talking now?
I just don't think that's what his budget should be.
no, I think we're on unanticipated.
We're on number 70 now, right? General debt,
Unanticipated, what was the vote on that?
25, 4 to 1.
4 to 1, okay.
Yeah.
Are we on general debt now?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we took out the ambulance. Right, so that takes out 41,000.
Yep, we have to vote on that here too, right? Correct?
Yeah, we have to vote to take that out, or reduce the number, reduce the 481 by 41,159. Is there any other changes here in general debt?
I don't think so.
Just the rec facility, if we have any updates to that, like the new numbers for,
That's in here. Oh, yeah. So we got options on that. This is kind of worst case scenario.
This is,
Yeah, yeah.
because I thought you had it in at 10 years, you have this one in at 10 years.
No, that's,
yeah, it is.
yep, it's 10-year, you're
Yeah.
right. Yep,
So that's what we're shooting for, is the 10-year.
correct.
Right.
Yep.
So 481, 482 minus the 41,159, what does that come to?
440,323.
Say that again?
440,
Yeah.
323.
I make a motion, we accept general debt at 440, 323.
So we also removed 6,000.
From what?
I think we need to
We
put,
moved that 6,000 from that ACO.
we have to,
We put it towards the debt on the,
Oh, the Tahoe?
It has to make a warrant.
no, we have to make a recommendation to put that on a warrant. The
Okay.
warrant has to get passed by the town
So we need to
before
vote
that
on
can.
the 443.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, wait a minute, what will that change? Moving the money over,
If it gets passed, it'll
right,
take that
to go
10.
toward the
If you
Chevy.
drop it right to principal,
Yeah.
right. So
it'll impact the interest.
We'll make this 430,
Oh, it's not gonna change this much, though.
No,
Oh, okay. So I have a motion for 440, 323.
Second it.
All in favor?
So roads and highways next? So we changed that, right, Steve?
What?
Roads and highways?
What do you mean we changed it?
Took 200,000.
There's no number in there for paving.
There was no number. in
Oh,
there.
okay.
As the
So,
reserve.
the only thing I would like to make a correction on, and this was, I've been going over this for the last couple days and kind of made a decision today. Street sweeping contract, we're paying for it this year out of this year's budget. This 27,300, I would like to cut that down to a total of $10,000. So you're subtracting $17,300. Because the maintenance department will take over street sweeping.
So reduce it to 20,000?
10,000.
10,000.
10,000.
Oh,
The savings is 17.3.
gotcha.
What, are you gonna rent a street sweeper?
We have one.
You have one?
Goes in the front of our loader.
Oh, okay.
So why wouldn't it go to zero?
Because you still have to buy brushes and, I mean, we can't cut it. I mean,
You're not paying anything.
if I put that to zero, I gotta put it somewhere, I gotta put brushes and all that somewhere else.
Yeah.
So,
New total after that is 770,636.
Make a motion, we approve 77636 to roads and highways.
It's 770,636. just to be
Yep.
consistent.
Can I get a second?
Second.
That was Hoyt on the second. Any discussions? All in favor? Stay?
Is that a 5 or 4, 4-1?
There's 302.
3 and 2 abstain.
I couldn't see arms.
I've got recreation up.
Unless anyone has any changes, I make a motion, we accept the 388,962.
Yeah, hold your horses.
I'll second that.
I understand what we're trying to do with the jump and getting him up to where he should be. But I think we need to come up with a number that's somewhere in between.
The problem with that is, we did it with the clerk's office,
Yep.
we did it with the maintenance office,
Yep.
so either we cut back on those two, because you want,
We did what with clerk?
we gave out
We
$15,000,
did a salary
$18,000
survey
raise.
last year, or 2 years ago, and brought everyone up to where they should be.
Yeah,
And
he's the only one that
and he
wasn't.
did not get one.
In my opinion, I think what might happen here is we bring it to where it's supposed to be. And we go through our exercise. Then the select board next week has to make a tough decision on where they want this to come out, because we're not gonna get to the 1050.
Not at all.
No.
But what they may end up doing is saying, okay, we're not gonna do the 3% COLA across the board. and then everyone gets fairly adjusted. They might change it to 2 or 1.5, but they're either gonna have to make some tough decisions, or they're gonna have to own the mill rate.
Yeah.
That's why they get paid the big bucks.
I'm looking at, you gonna own it? No, they're not gonna own it. We all know they're not gonna own it.
But it's not fair to single out, this position.
I don't think so.
When we made the adjustments over the last 2 years to all the other positions.
Yeah.
I
And
understand
on
what
a
you're
pers-
saying.
on a
We
personal
weren't
note-
in this much of a
On a
predicament
personal note,
years
if
ago.
we don't do this, you'll lose him.
And also, when the community center, the rec center gets built, we're gonna make up for it in revenues.
Right.
All right.
One thing, let's see. I just had a question on, and probably a little late at asking, but like the amusement tickets and whatnot, between revenue and what we spend, is that because we buy X amount of tickets and they don't get sold? Is that why there's a difference? And I don't know if anyone besides Brian would have the answer for that.
So there's several of these lines that are fully covered by revenue. It's not an actual cost to the town, but we have to put it in there because it is an expense, but it is offset by revenue. And I think amusement tickets is one of them.
Like the aerobics and senior fitness, that one of them, things like that, that we do have a revenue for, those are self-supportive basically.
Correct.
Okay. That's all I had.
In towns like Kennebunkport, that built rec centers, their entire recreation the budget is self-sufficient, it doesn't cost taxpayers a penny. This facility will bring in the revenue.
I hope you're right, Jim.
Take 2 or 3 years, but it will.
I hope you're right.
All right, all in favor? All right, community groups.
5.
Make a motion, we approve the $138,550.
Wow.
Good one, Jim.
No, I'm not seconding that.
For you now?
Community groups.
So I'll start it with a recommendation. We had Crosswalk come in and they're asking for 15 grand. They came in and said they support 13 other communities, but they're only asking Naples for anything. So I'll make a recommendation of 1,100, because that's 15 divided by 13.
Well, 95% of their patrons are from Naples.
But
They're
we
not gonna
have,
refuse somebody from Bridgeton or whatever, just because it's not.
correct, but we have another food pantry that does the same, who they won't reject, but they only take care of Naples residents. And they're only asking for $8,400.
I make a recommendation to,
Well, it appears that somebody wants to make a bunch of changes, so I withdraw my motion because nobody seconded it.
yep,
So then that way you guys can.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Make a recommendation at 109,150, which is to give the 1,000 to Legion, the 5,150 to Naples Historical, to give 88,000 to the public library, and to give 15,000 to the Naples Food Pantry.
Naples Food Pantry.
Naples.
The Community Resource Council, Naples Food Pantry,
Give how much?
15.
So you're doubling what they're getting, what they're requesting?
Yes, because they're trying to get a freezer. They're trying to put down a freezer.
So this is nothing for Muddy River, Snow Seekers, and nothing for Crosswalk? Is that your recommendation?
Correct.
And nothing for Tricky Pond?
Correct. Muddy River didn't show up. They were no-shows, so personally, they should come out. Crosswalk Community Outreach has done incredible in fundraising. And they're self-sustained for this year. Improving the next two. The Naples Library, Bridgeton gives $99,000 to their library, Casco gives $91,000, Harrison gives $88,000, Freiburg gives $109,000, and that's their full expense.
The one thing that I'd like to interject, if you don't mind, is on the library, they do open for warming shelter and cooling shelter when we need them to. I know that has been a big ask from the communities when we have power outages and things like that. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. Gotta keep in mind though, that $105,000 is half of their budget, and their majority of their budget is coming from wages.
Yeah, no, I'm just throwing it out there.
And they have the endowment, which they're not using. They're also not fundraising, and they're not getting grants.
Excuse me, ma'am, none of that is true.
That's what it says in all the paperwork that was given to us this year.
That we don't do any fundraising?
Correct. It says fundraising 0, grant 0. It has all the old stuff, and none of it has been updated. So if that's not true, that's not what was given to us. So
And I'm a friend of the library who's been involved for many years with fundraising that's brought in funds. So that information is wrong.
that is what was presented to us. And I can go back and tell you exactly what we got. While I look. Tricky Pond is also an amazing program, but given the year that we're in, they're also self-sustaining. They've got $15,000 in funds for fundraising.
So we're getting penalized for doing a good job raising money?
Everyone is getting penalized because we were 2.9 million behind where we should be because of calculation error over the last 10 years. It's unfortunate. We're not saying that every year, but we're saying that we need to make cuts where we need to make cuts.
Did the library reduce his,
By 2,000.
2,000, right?
I don't know if this is what it's,
102?
yeah.
I know we're looking at community groups, but I think we have to look at community groups and outside agencies together. Because my approach would be a little different. My approach would be, we need to prioritize the organizations that benefit or are directly involved with the town of Naples. For instance, I think last year, Opportunity Alliance got 0, and they're asking for 5,000. I would leave that at 0. The Greater Bridgeton Chamber
That needs to go to 0.
was, we gave them 500 last year. They're in the budget this year for 12,000.
But that's next, so.
Well, I know, but I think we need to look at these together, because I would rather cut items where they have $8, $9, $10 million. Southern Maine Agency on Aging, they have a $15 million budget. They're asking us for $2,500. Whereas Tricky Pond Environmental is directly involved with protecting a lake, a pond, call it what you wish, in our particular town, and has done an incredible job on that body of water. And I would give them $1,500 before I would give Tri-County Mental Health 6,000 when their budget is $3.5 million.
Totally agree with you.
So I think all I'm saying is I think we have to look at both of these together. If we're looking to cut the budget, let's concentrate on funding organizations that directly are involved with the town of Naples and cut the ones that aren't, or the ones that have healthy budgets where they're paying their director $180,000 a year. Those are the ones I think in a tight year go by the wayside. That's just my opinion on what my approach would be.
I agree. However, if they all have healthy budgets and they're all doing fine, and we're not as a town, why shouldn't we just be cutting them up? Because again, these are just recommendations from this committee. Then it goes to the select board, and then it goes to the townspeople to make the decision.
But when it gets to the warrant article, the town can only vote on the category. So it's outside agencies, they can only reduce the number, they can't increase it.
So then
Unless it's a separate warrant
So if it's that
article.
much, then the select board should be making the decisions at the select board if they want to put it back in. But my recommendation is to be taking it out. They have Tricky Pond has $15,000 every year in grants, or in fundraising. They
Well-
use some of that money to put together a little brochure. Why don't they save the money in the brochure and put it towards the $1,500 they need for the town of Naples?
Well, then,
That's an educational document. If you're going to
Well,
attack
what-
one organization, they actually speak.
We're not, no,
why don't we go down this line by line then?
that's what I'm trying to do.
No, you grouped a bunch together and you came up with a number of 109. Let's just vote.
Okay.
One by
Muddy
one,
River
real quick.
Snow Seekers.
Yeah.
I make a recommendation to cut them in full, they were no-show.
You had others here that were no-shows.
He wants to go line by line.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, but he wants to go line by line.
I don't think we should cut them entirely. Just because they didn't show up.
As we do make a revenue off them, I mean, they support businesses in town.
I'll tell you what, since this was my idea, I'll start with the motions.
All right.
Go ahead, Jim. Muddy River Snow Seekers, you said it, it benefits the local towns, we have funded them every year. I make a recommendation, we fund them at $2,500.
I'll second that.
I'll second
All in favor? Opposed?
Crosswalk it's a new program. They get tremendous amount of fundraising and grants. They're asking $15,000, I think, for the first year out of the gate. I make a recommendation, we fund them at $5,000.
I second that.
Discussion? All in favor?
That 45041.
4-1.
American Legion, I recommend 1,000.
Second that.
All in favor?
Naples Historical Society, I recommend the 5150.
Second that.
All in favor?
Naples Public Library, I recommend the previous year's funding at 95,000.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Tricky Pond, I recommend the 1,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Community Resource Council, I agree with Samantha. They do an unbelievable job in this community, and they do need a new freezer. I recommend the 15,000.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
So what's that new total, Pat?
What was the Tricky Pond recommendation?
1,500?
15.
500, 5,000, 1,000, 5,150, 95,000 for the library, 1,500 for turkey fund, 15,000 for community resource,
Yeah.
125, 150.
So we cut 13,000. I make a motion that we approve the community group at 125, 150.
Second.
All in favor?
So on outside agencies, through these doors, 300, I recommend 300, which was their last year's amount.
Second.
All in favor?
Greater Bridgeton Chamber, I recommend 0.
I second that.
So. Yeah, okay. All in favor?
Lake Region Television, 37,000, it's the same as we gave them last year. I recommend that.
All in favor?
Oh, we gotta get a second.
Who's second?
Oh, sorry, second. All in favor?
Lakes Environmental Association, 10,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Life Flight, 1,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Opportunity Allowance,
Excuse me,
Alliance,
Jim.
pardon?
Excuse me for saying, when you're not raising, are you opposed?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just trying to write this down.
Sorry.
I'm skipping over the ones that I'm not making a recommendation for, so. RTP Transportation,
Well,
800.
wait, what about Opportunity Alliance?
I'm not recommending. We didn't fund them last year, they're asking for 5,000.
Well, so then we need to take it out, because the
Oh,
next thing.
because it's already in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right, I make a recommendation that's 0.
second? What am I doing?
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
5-0?
Yep.
RTP, 800.
Second.
All in favor?
Casco Senior Meals, 4,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Southern Maine Agency on Aging, 0.
And
I like
second?
that.
They had no funds last year either.
Yep. All in favor?
Tri-County Health, they had 2,500 last year. I support the 2,500, not the 6,000, so 2,500.
If I remember correctly, I think they're pretty well off, aren't they?
I thought,
What's that?
I think they're pretty well
Oh,
off.
okay. Was that a, you agree?
Yeah, that's what
You didn't vote on that one, though, right?
Not yet.
you asked.
Well, if somebody wants to recommend 0, make the motion, I'm fine with that.
I recommend 0.
Second,
All in favor?
the Lakes Region Explorer, he came to us and he assured us that they weren't gonna stop in Raymond. Last year, they got 10,000, this year they want 13, I would recommend we stay at the 10.
They actually requested 12, but
Oh, okay.
for some reason.
It says 13 in our
mine's
budget.
13.
Anyway, I'm making a recommendation, same as last year, 10,000.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
I would recommend we don't give Maine Public Radio and Television any
second.
He's still around.
All in favor?
The Historical Union Church, they had 1,000 last year, they're recommending 10,000 this year.
This year they wanted to do the
Steeple
big
or something.
painting. I'd
Yep.
recommend 5,000.
Second,
All in favor?
I do abstain from that.
day one use substance, last year we gave them 2,000, this year they're only asking for 600, I can support the 600.
Second.
Is this the one that told us last year they were actually youth, but then this year they said they're not youth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
What was the motion
600,
for the amount?
yeah, for the amount,
And the
What was the
vote,
vote on that? That wasn't clear.
4 to 1.
Three, no, three.
I voted yes.
Oh, you voted yes?
Yes.
Okay, I was no.
So,
4. Sweets that we didn't fund them last year, I recommend 0.
Just to be clear, all the votes aren't clear. All in favor, opposed, abstain. Just from an outsider's point of view, it's just not clear.
You understand what they are, right? Okay, so it's clear up here. For Sweetster,
Zero.
is
Yeah.
0 on the
0.
board. Do we have a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next 3 are new. The only one, the Sebago Cove Preservation, again, that this is an organization that's trying to preserve the water, the lakes, which are vital to our, I would say we start out with 1,000. We only give Tricky Pond 1,500, so we should start somewhere, but certainly not give more than Tricky Pond based on their, so I recommend 1,000.
I'll second that.
They should actually be under community groups. I don't know why they're outside agencies.
Yeah, you're right, it should be on that other list.
agree.
Just like,
Can we move that? Can we move that over to them?
Yeah.
So I'm recommending 1,000, but we'll move it over to the other list.
Pleasant Mountain Ski Club could almost be on that.
Yeah, on that list too.
Yeah.
So you want to call for a
Was
vote?
there a second?
we can do that.
I seconded it.
Yep.
So 1,000?
Yeah, 1,000.
Yep.
Did you vote?
I
Nope,
didn't
we're
vote
doing-
though, I seconded it.
Oh,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Bridgeton Community Center, I vote 0.
I second that.
All in favor?
And Pleasant Mountain Ski Club, I vote the 2,500, and we'll move it over to community groups.
Yep, I second that. All in favor?
So Pat, what's that number now?
Big city.
We cut quite a bit.
So we went through that like really fast, so I'm going to be asking for some quick clarification on the first couple numbers, just to go through it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Through these doors, 300, nothing to Greater Bridgeton Chamber.
Yep.
Lake Region TV, are we sticking with the 37,000?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lakes LEA, 10,000.
Yeah,
Life Flight, 1,000.
yeah.
800 to RTP.
Hold on, 0 for
Zero
Opportunity
opportunity.
0
Alliance.
for Opportunity Alliance, correct. 800 for RTP, 4,500 for the senior meals, 0 for Southern Maine Agency on Aging, 0 for Spurwink or Tri-County Mental Health, 10,000 for the RTP Lakes Region Explorer, 0 for NPR, Maine Public Radio and Television, 0 for Northern Lights, 0 for the Sebago Lakes Region Chamber, 5,000 for the Historic Union Church, 0 for Lake Region Recovery Center, 600 for day one, 0 for Sweet Serve, 1,000 for Sebago Cove Preservation Association, 0 for the Bridging Community Center, excuse me, and 2,500 for Pleasant Mountain Ski Club.
Correct.
We're at 72,700.
Now, we're gonna move Sebago Cove Preservation and Pleasant Mountain. That 3,500 is gonna come out of this and go to community groups.
Correct. So,
So
is Pleasant Mountain Ski Club headquartered in Naples?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so yes, I can move. That's 1,000 to Sebago Cove.
That's 692.
So between those two, we've taken 50,000 out of the budget.
Yeah, knock it down 3 cents.
So essentially, instead of
Up to 4.5 cents
125,
now.
just to be clear, instead of 125, 150 under community groups, it's going to be
128, 650.
it's going to be 128, 650.
And the other one should be 69,200. Instead of 113,530, should be 69,200.
That's correct.
I make a mo,
9 outside agencies is 69,200.
I make a motion, we approve community groups at 128, 650, and we approve outside agencies at 69,200.
I second that.
All in favor?
What was the outside agency number?
Outside?
69.
69,200. I make a motion, we approve intergovernmental for.
Hold on, can you hold on a second, Joe, I'm sorry. Him and I have different numbers, we just want to verify a couple things, which, outside agency.
Yeah, we were at 125, 550, and we just added in 3,500.
Plus, we gotta talk about whether we want.
We're at 125, 150, yep, and we added 3,500.
Oh, 30, yeah. I have 128, 650.
Makes it 128, 650.
Oh, it's 125, 150?
Yeah, 125, 150.
Okay, all right.
Plus, we gotta talk about whether we wanna vote in any of those generators or not.
So I just want to make one more thing, one more comment. On community groups, you voted against the total because you didn't agree. So the original total, are we re-voting properly?
Yes, I included it in this new motion here.
I know, but you voted yay, so I just wanted to make sure that that was okay.
I voted for the new total, even though I'm against what's in it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so,
She was for it before she was against it.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna put it through.
All right, now can we move forward?
yes, thank you.
Intergovernmental, 10,925,576.
That
Basically,
is-
it's school and county, and we have no choice.
That's not the correct number.
Oh,
The updated number with today's email from the county.
oh God, that's right.
Yeah, the county tax is now 904,586. So the total is $11,005,842. So 11,005,842. That's
I move that we give them half of that.
Now, is this school number the new adjusted number?
we,
We still don't have the final.
So what was the total?
that could go up as well.
The total's 11
We
million.
won't know until the school bill
Five.
happens, right?
$1,500,000.
Yeah, in May.
Roughly.
No, yeah, no, 11
I
million,
would
zero,
vote
zero,
overseas
five.
anyway.
County, 9 what?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think we're voting on that. I think we're going.
9,
Every year we
904,
have, we
that's the
shouldn't,
rest of it.
No.
there's no reason to, because you have no choice.
Right.
I think they'll be, just like brought up as information, but we're not going to present this as a vote at the town meeting. I think that's what we had talked about, because it's not really an option.
So what else do you need from us, Randy?
That's it, other than,
The budget committee will vote next week with the select
Monday.
board.
Hold on.
Monday.
No,
Hold
on, you didn't.
Hold on.
Hold on, back up.
Are
Are we
You gotta
gonna,
vote for this one first.
are we gonna vote for adding in a generator in any of the schools or no? He wanted us to give him an answer on that.
I think we put it as a warrant, let the taxpayers voice their opinion on it.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the past, on warrant articles that affected money, it still said the budget committee
Whether we recommend or
supports
not.
whether we recommend or not,
Correct.
and the select board whether they recommend or not. We've done that in the past on warrant articles outside the budget
Correct.
that are budgetary.
Right, but I'm talking about the school. Remember?
Right, right. Well,
Yeah, I'm talking about the school's generator.
Right.
He was saying about putting in for a generator or two generators.
Yes.
He wanted a suggestion.
but isn't
on
it
that.
split across the whole school district?
I would imagine it would be, but
Yeah, it is, but he wanted our,
Two different schools.
yeah, he wanted our recommendation.
Because
on that.
don't forget, this number, if the taxpayers at the town meeting vote for these generators, that 1080 is now higher.
Right,
That 1080 is, he gave us a number for each generator,
yep, he did.
so they need to know what they're voting on when they're supporting these generators, because that number's gonna go up.
Well, right now, if you, so we talked about this last time, but when you factor in the calculation error, right, the budget as it was proposed was basically only, the municipal budget was only 1 penny higher. The school though, the school and the county are up 900,000 or something like that. That's a huge driver on the mill rate.
Yeah.
A really big driver on the mill rate. I would,
We succeed from the county.
So Pat, where are we now, the total number?
Well, we also have to go back to admin, we didn't vote on that.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta see this number first.
I'm just double checking everything.
So intergovernmental, it's just passes.
Yeah, he's saying we're not gonna vote on it because we have no say in it.
Just making a notation on that.
Those down.
44,000.
In the government.
Plus amounts, so.
We don't need to vote on it because it's automatic.
Well, we've been voting on it,
Right.
and we don't have any say on it.
It is right. Oh, that's right. Outside agencies are lower by 69.2.
Was the school talking about the generators as like an extra article, like
Yeah.
the SRO?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like to present it like that?
right,
Okay,
right,
that's
yeah,
fine.
he wanted our intake of whether we would vote for one or two or none.
But wanted it outside of the actual like.
Yeah, yeah.
On that $230,000, so.
In terms of the total savings, I'm just see where.
So the question is if I call him, because he wanted me to call, let him know what we thought, so. So we would say we're none of them,
That's my only.
if we had our.
nothing.
I table it.
That's another 32 cents on the mill rate.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's another, how much on the mill rate?
Well, what is it, for every 100,000, it's 8 cents.
Yeah, every
So
hundred.
8 times 4, 32 cents on a mill rate per generator.
understand that when they're voting on it.
Am I wrong?
No,
on that?
no,
Wouldn't it be split with the towns?
No, that was our.
that was our portion.
That was our
Yeah.
portion.
It's ridiculous what the amount is.
Now it's just 2.
Naples' portion was 400.
Yeah.
what
That's
they
the
were
way he
saying.
proposed
That's how
it.
I read, that's how I
Yeah.
understood it.
That's how I interpret, because
So,
everything
I
else
mean,
is our
either
fault.
way, if it was only 200,000, that's still 16 cents, so. That was off.
Sounds it.
And 1070.
1070.
It's not great, but we did knock 10 cents
How
off.
much did you say we saved?
I didn't calculate, I adjusted as we went, I didn't calculate that.
Well, I had
Um,
almost 240,000.
Right, it started off at 1081.
No, actually, it wasn't 400 for us, it was 400 total for
Was it?
all three towns. Our town was 127. Still, though, it's,
27 hours.
still, it's almost 10 cents.
10 cents.
Yeah, 9 cents.
1080.
Right.
Brings you back to the
I
8 cent.
apologize.
Our portion was 127,000, if we did
I
both generators.
apologize for misrepresentation.
Still too much.
So we've only saved about 12 cents.
Well, it's really about 10.
No, it's closer to maybe 15 cents.
All right, well, then I'm gonna have to look at the numbers.
All right, so we have one thing left.
Admin, yeah.
Do we need a vote on intergovernmental? No. Okay.
Randy's saying he's not.
I would. It's non-binding.
So admin. Hmm?
Admin.
Did you include this? You include this?
My feeling on that, on the insurance is that is a policy decision that the select board needs to make. We have the authority to take the insurance line or any line and cut it.
To do the
Well, the
recommendation.
recommendation.
So we can cut the line
Recommend.
and then leave it up to them to either agree with that cut or not.
The only thing I'd say to that, Jim, is we just went through every other budget which had that number in it,
Right,
and we didn't back it out.
Right.
So you're singling out a department over that number.
No, it would be the total. It'd be,
Yeah,
the
she-
108,008 would be the total over all of, it'd be all of.
Well, then we'd have to go back through and vote for every budget, because that was included in what we voted on.
Included in every budget.
Well, we could do a full vote, because we have the full number, the 108,8.
the full number is in the admin budget,
What full number?
the 108,000.
No.
No.
Every budget has a health insurance line in it.
Can I make a recommendation? And you guys can make the recommendation and vote on it. We've talked about this in the past, is moving the entire health insurance coverage aspect of that all under admin, combining all the expenses. So if you make a recommendation to do that, yes, we still have to, I don't know if we'd have to re-vote on all of the accounts. I mean, however you want to do it.
Well, it doesn't cure the issue, the issue they're trying to get.
I mean, we could just move it all over. I think you still have to re-vote on the total amounts.
Well, no, you would just adjust those total amounts because you've made a clerical, you know,
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
We don't
So
have
be
to
an
re-vote. We don't have to re-vote because the intent of our vote hasn't changed.
Right, so it'd be an administrative adjustment.
Correct.
But if you reduce it, that's.
Right,
another-
that's the vote we'd have to take, is reducing.
I think, at this point, I'll make a motion to approve what's been proposed to us.
For the admin budget?
Yeah. And then maybe next year, the board talks about singling out the insurance portion of it, if that's what they decide to do.
Well, or they do it next week, the select board does it, because this number's not anywhere close to their target.
I mean, by recommending to take it out, it could also force the select board to make a decision instead of allowing them to sit on it for another year.
Well, it's just a recommendation.
Right. But it could, in theory, force
Yeah,
them
yeah.
to make some moves. Or they could just leave it in and keep the mill rate high the way it is. But, I mean,
Is there a second to his motion?
No.
no. My recommendation was to take out the 108.8, which is to take out the deductibles across the board for all employees.
See, I think that's a select board. Same with the COLA. I think they're gonna have to decide, is this a year we're gonna give a 3% COLA across the board? Is this a year, is this year we're gonna pay all the insurance the way we're paying with the 18% increase? That's a policy decision, I agree. If you wanna make a motion to cut that line by an amount, that's within our purview.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So
I thought that's what I did.
well, you did all,
To-
and
to
you
cut
did all
the
or nothing.
108.8.
Yeah, you did it all. You wiped it out.
Well,
But then we're putting it to the
that's
select board.
the
Right.
total, yeah, that's the total of that's what I was told the total of the deductible would be. That the town is paying in for the deductibles is 108.8. That is my recommendation to cut. And mind you, we were told that suggestions on change of the policy for a 60-40 insurance split was made years ago and had not been readdressed or changed.
Right.
And this is, at least for me, year 2 of seeing an 18+% increase rate.
So there's a motion. Is there a second to her motion?
Who made a motion?
Steve made a motion.
And there was no second.
There was no second.
second.
Yeah, so it failed
Not
because
that,
there was no
not that one, yeah.
second. And
That's what I'm
then-
saying, that's the one that was left.
Then Sam made a motion and there's no second to that, is there?
Nope.
Oh, I didn't know she officially
No,
made a motion.
it wasn't on that one earlier.
Moved,
She made a motion to remove the entire amount,
The
The
deductible.
entire deductible amount.
deductible amount.
So the portion that the town pays towards the deductibles.
See, I could support something where the town paid half of the deductible. You paid some of it, and then if it got to a point, just like the other things we talked about, instead of doing all or nothing,
Yeah.
I think it's gotta be a graduated
Well, I
effect.
think Sam's idea was to take it all out, and put it back to the select board to come up with whatever, but I also understand what you're saying, Jim, Bill, too, is we're making a little more of a concrete suggestion.
I mean, if insurance continues to go up like it is, 18% every year, every 5 years, it means it's gonna double.
Yeah.
The town can't sustain that.
Right.
And if they can, they're gonna have to make other very difficult
Drastic
decisions.
cuts.
Correct, but I'm not making any suggestions to
Right.
changing the amounts that we're paying towards the insurance.
Right, no, I understand
It's
that.
just the deductible.
Right.
So if there aren't any major prices, then they're not paying toward those deductibles.
Right. It's
In
only
full.
gonna affect somebody
In full.
who has to pay those bills. I guess what I'm saying is, if the direction of the town is to do that, we have to graduate to get there. In my opinion, you don't do all or nothing. We're recognizing insurance is an issue, we're recognizing it's not sustainable, so here's the path we're gonna take. We're gonna pay 75% of the deductible this year, 50% next year, 25% the year after that, and 4 years from now, we're not gonna be in the deductible business. That, to me, is a policy decision and a plan.
There's a policy decision.
Right.
It's a policy decision that we can't make.
Correct. But that's what I would do, if the direction of the select board is to do that, I would roll that out over a 4-year period.
Which may change too, like Pat said, putting whatever the overage is
Right.
into a reserve is gonna
You're not
continue to
raising
bring
the
that
whole
down.
amount.
Another option is Monday night, we approve this budget, and Monday night, we bring it up and say, hey, we're not at 1050, we're not even close, here's some of the recommendations that you need to consider, i.e. the 3% COLA, i.e. the deductible on the insurance, da-da-da-da-da. Unless we all feel so strong that we take it out of the budget. Those are our two options. So what would the committee like to do?
I think we need to force a hand of the select board. Either we take it out or we present a 60-40 insurance split. And force them to make some sort of a decision that shows that we are attempting to take down this mill rate.
Well, both of those motions failed, so I make a motion that we cut the deductible by 50%.
Second. All in favor?
So that those two would be abstained.
If you abstain anyway.
They're employees.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
That's why I was like looking at you going.
Well, they're employees, so they can't vote on it.
I understand.
So now the select board's gonna, the select board can put it back in or decide what they want to do.
You don't have to do summaries of revenues or any of that, right?
We need to vote on that.
And revenue.
Oh, on the full admin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. So what's the new,
No, it's the same, because she has to go through each budget and make that adjustment.
I agree.
We need to vote on it as proposed and then deduct it out of each department.
Right.
That's how you have to do it.
okay. So can I get a motion to accept admin as proposed minus the changes?
Steve made that original motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay,
All in
just for
favor?
just
Sorry.
for clarification, there are no changes.
Right, there are no changes.
Okay, all right.
Well, there will be a
No.
change in the HR.
I would do that as a separate vote.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
We already did that. We already voted on that separately.
Okay, that's how I handle it.
Yep.
okay.
All right. So you're voting on admin, no changes.
Correct.
Correct.
All in favor?
So, Pat, I would suggest, this is just a suggestion, that Monday night you bring two budgets, one with that and one without. Because if the select board doesn't agree with that, they ought to know exactly what the numbers are. So we're not going back and forth and re-adding all the stuff back in. I would just have two.
Essentially, it's gonna be a summary,
Right, there you go.
and it's gonna have town manager, budget committee, rec, no, it's up to two,
Yep.
And then, it'll be simplified so that there's no confusion.
Okay?
I believe, don't we need to vote on estimated revenues? That we approve them? No?
How do
Did
we
do
vote
that,
on
or is that done
estimated
at the-
revenues?
Is that done Monday night?
I think it's been voted on in previous years by the budget committee. I did make changes based on some of your recommendations throughout the budget season, so I don't know.
I think it's appropriate.
So the revenue number that you gave us last week includes all the changes we've made through the season. Is there any changes we did tonight that affects, nothing affects that, right?
What changes do we do on revenues?
No, we had made some questions came up.
Yeah, you had asked me to increase the mooring fees. We increased them a little bit. You had also asked me to increase,
Based on previous collections and stuff, but
I think we had initially gone by an average or something, I don't remember.
yeah, right.
We increased.
Oh,
a
we
little
put in
bit.
the actuals instead of
Yes,
the
yeah.
estimates. Okay, yep. I see. Okay, so can I get a motion to accept the
motion.
the updated revenues, estimated revenues?
Second,
Can you guys state the number, just so that we're super clear?
I don't have the new one in front of me.
Well, I don't know if this is equity,
Is it this number right here?
I got 4 million.
18 million something.
No, no, that, no.
18 million, 240,000 now.
18 million includes what we're gonna raise.
Right.
Oh,
It should
sorry.
be it should be 2,209,827.
Correct.
That's the offsetting revenue.
Correct, that's the other revenues, yeah.
Yeah. Want me to repeat that?
Yes, please.
$2,209,827.
That was the line above that, the line you're not
Correct.
including, okay, yeah. So that you,
27.
that's your motion,
Yep.
Steve?
Correct.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that everything? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.